and welcome. Welcome to the stream. My name is Abhilash. We are in the last stage of our series that we started, the 7-day coding crash course for kids series that we started, where we tried to build our own quiz app UI. And we've reached a point now where the UI is complete. It is what you see on the side of the screen right now. So this right here is how the UI looks like. And I would say in a manner of half an hour classes spread over 6 separate days, we were able to achieve quite a lot. This is something that we started with no software installed on our app, on our computer, and starting from installation all the way up to actually having a functional app that looks pretty good. I think we've come a far distance, and I want to spend today basically discussing about that journey, what all we did, and revise a bit of the classes that we have done so far, right? Day one, we started with instructions. So if this is part of you know playlist that you're seeing, stage one would be when you would have installed the applications and all of that. So I have got a half an hour class in which I've taught that. Then we went on to understand how we are actually going to, you know, uh, design the basics, understand what a widget means, understand what a container means. Then we talked about how to use text. We talked about how to use colors. We talked about how to use icons. We talked about how to use buttons. And here we are by discussing each thing step by step with an app that has everything that we need. We have containers, we have rows and columns, we have icons and text, we have colors, and we have different sizes, and using all of that and buttons, we have come to a point where our app looks very functional now. Although it is just a visual app, it is just a UI. I think going forward, we'll explore how to make this actually functional. But this is no small feat to start from a blank page and then come to a point where you have a good looking app is quite a journey. So if you've come this far, if you've been able to create this, my congratulations to you. If you have not, you've only discovered this series, go back and watch it from day one and create and come to this point. And if have any confusions, this is the place where you come back for any clarifications. Sakshi Singh, hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. And we're just revising the code as of now. So let's go once again into this. We've got about 170 lines of code here, and we'll try and spend the next 20 odd minutes trying to understand every aspect of this code. So once you've finished your app, at some point, if you have any doubt, you can always come back to this one, 30-minute class. If you have not seen anything so far, I would still suggest you go step by step, go from stage one all the way up to stage seven. But having seen everything, if you want to come back for any doubts, then this would be the class you come back for. All right. So here we go. This is everything starts in a mobile app by importing a package called Material Dart. Material is the design description or the design language of the app that we are building. What does pink mean? What does white mean? The colors. What do sizes mean? What does app bar mean? All of that. Yeah. Uh, Vince Gonzaga asks, can I do it at alternative apps? Yes, yes. The idea that you have learned, going to learn in this, uh, this would help you to create anything else that you want, Vince. You should be able to take the basic concepts of this and build pretty much anything that you want within the uh, widgets that we have already learned in this. So yes. So everything starts by importing the package called Material Dart, in which are all the definitions for icons and colors and sizes and text and all of that. Then we come to this line, which is essentially the doorway into this app. So if you build a whole house called an app, this function is the door through which everything enters. And what we do is we say, run an app called my app, right? That's all we are telling in the main. Then my app this is where it goes. From main, we have said go here. So we go here now. And if the app was running, the control basically shifts to my app now because we have told run this app. That's what the first 5 lines are. Import something and then run this app. Shagun Shri says, sir, I do coding at starting on Scratch. That's fine, Shagun. That's fine. If you're understanding things in Scratch, good. This is a slightly different approach. Using this, you can build any kind of app that you want, a mobile app. So if you have understood Scratch, if you want to do something more than that, then this is where you would come and join. Yeah, cool. Then we come to my app, and in my app is a widget called build. And build is run every time we start the app. And in this, we have the material app. And like I said, material here is the definition of how some app needs to be. So material app is the one that we are starting. And then we are saying debug show checked board banner false. And what I mean by that is that if this was not there, let me delete this for 1 second and show you what happens when I delete this. Yeah. If you observe in the top right corner of the mobile phone simulator that I've got here, it will now show the words debug looking like this. While it's good to use that when you're building, but after you have built it, it is okay to get rid of that. And this line here takes care of that. Yeah. I have a few questions else here. Okay, sir, what you are using? I have never attended your class actually. That's okay, Shagun. The recording is there. There's an entire playlist here. That means you can go back and watch. Today, actually, the series is complete. You've actually come at a very good time because now you will see everything that we have done. Then you can go back and watch all the 6 30-minute lessons that we have, small lessons, learn from them and start using them. So that helps. You're in here at a point where we are revising everything. So you'll understand the whole picture and you can go back and watch the small pieces that have led to this. All right. Cool. So this is the show debug show check mode banner or not. This just says this one. Now we're setting a theme. We say we want a primary color of pink. That means throughout this is looking pink. We also have a divider color of black. That means the divider color, these lines are called dividers. They are black. And finally, we have a text theme where we are saying a headline 1 should have a certain font size, should have a certain font weight, and then should have a certain color. So that's basically how we have designed this app. For example, if I was to change this primary color from pink to green now, what you will see is that the whole app will change its color to green because this color has been used throughout. So that's the value of having a primary color. This also we can change the divider color if we wanted to. We could change that to blue and see how that looks. There we go. That's the blue. Oh, you have a lag? I am not sure why, Shagun. I am looking at the video myself and I don't see a lag. This looks pretty smooth to me. Anyways, so this is pink, this is black, and we will bring it back. So I hope you understand what the value of this theme data is. We're defining various colors inside it and also designing how the headline looks. So if I was to increase the font size from 24 to 28, let us say, and save, you will see the font size here goes bigger to the point where the uh, app goes outside of the range itself. So I bring it back to 24. The font size here, you see, it becomes smaller and fits right in. So that's the value of this. Once again, the colors can be controlled from here. I could change that to red, in which case this becomes red and so on and so forth. So this is all the theme settings that we have done here. And then all we have done is that we have set a home called my home page in here, and then we have stopped. So up to this point, this is how we have defined all the themes and everything here. Okay. Going further, there is a my home page class here called Stateful Widget. You don't have to go really deep into understanding this now. This is a little out of bounds in a visual design class. So we're going to skip these lines. All you have to know is a stateful widget is one in which you are allowed to change how the app looks by interacting with the app. Other than that, don't bother with anything else. This is good enough as of now. Stateful widget we have. Let's essentially ignore these 8 or 10 lines and we can move on to the next part where we start with size 24.0. Okay, we'll keep revisiting this size 24.0 again and again throughout the app. So keep this in mind. Whenever I say 24, that means a variable that contains a value called 24. And we can use that directly. We can divide the number, multiply the number, do whatever we want with it. And then we move on to our second build, which returns a scaffold. A scaffold is what you're looking at here. This entire thing from start to end in the app, this is what is called a scaffold. And inside this is where we are building our entire mobile app. Okay. So that's what the scaffold means. And then we come across this thing called the app bar. And only this portion, the one that I'm covering in blue here, this is what would be called the app bar of this mobile app. The one in pink, which has that lightning bolt icon and the word quiz app in it, that's the app bar. And inside that, we have done a few things. We have taken a row, which means this space basically has been divided into 4 parts. Do you see this? This has 4 children. There is sized box, icon, sized box, text. So what we have done is that we have divided this into 4 parts like this. Yeah, we have taken a row which has been divided like this. In the first part, we have put a sized box which is just occupy this much space, which is size into 5. And because size is 24, we are looking at 120 here because 5 into 24 is 120. This is 120 space. Then we have an icon here in the second part. Then we have some text here. And then, no, there is another space left between these two. And then finally, there is text here. So these are the 4 parts in there. And as you can see here, that same thing has happened here also. This first part is the space, the second part is the icon, the third part is the text, and in between the icon and the text, there is even more space. And in doing that, we have been able to create our app bar. Okay, so that's basically what an app bar means, and that's the portion in blue. If that is clear, we will move on now to the second part, which is basically called the body. And this body, this occupies the rest of the space, which I'm going to put in pink now, right? Under the white line, under this blue box, everything that is inside this is called the body. Okay, I'm going to get rid of all the things here and focus only on this part, the portion in white, which is our body for this app. And in doing so, hopefully you'll start realizing that it is itself a column, and a column that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 areas or zones. Yeah. Think about it. If I draw those zones, you will start understanding what I mean. There is an empty space on the top. After that, we have that big word called Q1, right? After that, I have a question. After that, I have a button, another button, yet another button, and so on, right? 4 buttons. After that, I have this black line. After that, I have this bolt icon. And after that, I have some more text. And finally, I have yet another divider line. That means 11 portions are there in this column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 parts are there in this column, and we're going to visit them one after the other. The first one, obviously, is the text itself, in which we have written Q1, right? Q1 is here. The Q1 is clear. And what we have done is that we have given some style to that text, right? If this style was not there, for example, if I delete this style and just save it like that, you will see that Q1 looks like that small black text right there. But because I have given so much style associated with it, we have set a font size of 48. You can imagine 2 into this symbol means into in programming, and size is 24. We have set a font size of 24 for this. We have also said the font weight should be bold. And we have also said the color should be primary color. If I go up and check out what primary color is, that is pink. And therefore, this, when I save it, will become pink and 48 size and bold. If I remove any one of them, the thing will keep changing accordingly. If I get rid of the font size line from there, you will see the pink will remain, the bold will remain, but the size becomes really small, right? If I get rid of the font weight instead, one second, if I get rid of the font weight instead, you will see the font is still 48 size and the color is still pink, but it is no longer bold. The bold was this line, font weight dot bold. When I save that, you will see the boldness comes back. If I get rid of the color, which is pink, you will see it becomes black because no color has been applied to that. So working together, the size, the weight of the font and the color of the font are making it look the way it looks in our final app. And this is important to understand. This is how we style our apps. The style of an app is given in this manner. Yeah. Then we have a sized box. And the only purpose of a sized box is to create some empty space. And we are saying the height has to be equal to size. And what is size? Well, size is 24. And therefore, you will see there is this much space that has been created. That space is 24. And that's the column number 2. After that, what do we got? We got that question thing, the one that says which technology are you using to create mobile apps? That's the question, right? There it is. That is this question that has been typed here. And all we have done is for this time, we are saying style is the style of headline 1. Okay. In here, we have defined it this way. But here, I have also shown you how you can define above. Headline 1, okay. Where is headline 1? We have already defined headline 1 here on the top. And I just showed you what is the impact of changing any of that. Get rid of the font size, and the font size here becomes really big because that is the default font size. So we are controlling the font size of that to 24. Get rid of the font weight normal, and it will look very thin, right? So want it as normal. Get rid of this color black, and see what happens is that it takes a slightly dark gray color, but not entirely black. And therefore, when we make it black, it looks bolder and clearer to us. That's how we control it all in one place, the headline 1. And that's what we have just done here. Rather than defining all the styles right here, we have defined it in only one single place. And the reason we have done that is that right at the bottom here, we have used that headline 1 once more. Do you see this? You have scored 5 out of 10. This part, right? We have also used the headline 1 here also. So whatever we do there, it applies to the bottom also. So rather than repeating ourselves each time, we have used a theme constant. And that's really it. That's the definition of a style. After that, we have a once you've got the question, we put one more sized box. That means that's just a gap. The purpose of sized box is just to create an extra gap between two elements. After the text, but before the button, we have put that. So here we go. Then we add something called material button. Ignore the material part here. Just focus on the word button, because this is a button that can be clicked. So if I press on this, you'll observe there's that shimmer that runs through it, right? To show that it has been pressed. And because it's a mobile phone, most likely you'll be tapping it with your phone finger rather than pressing it with your mouse. And therefore, that clear indication of a finger touching it, that is shown here, that shimmer runs through this. Okay. Material is just a style of how the button is going to look. Material design is a style, idea. Anyways, so there's material button. And right now we are saying on pressed of that button, nothing should happen. Like I said, this is not a functional app. This is still a very visual kind of app. So what we have done is that we have said on pressed right now, do nothing. Eventually, when we finish the app, we will want to check if it is correct or not. If correct, we give it a score. If not, don't give a score, move to the next question. All of that we can do when we make this functional. But right now we are saying don't do anything. After that, we have said the color of the button should be primary color. And primary color we already know is pink, right? And therefore it becomes pink. Then we have a min width called double dot infinity. Infinity here means available space. Of all the available space, it stretches. Let me remove this line and show to you what happens. If this line doesn't exist, this button will only take as much space as the text inside it, right? Instead of VS Code, if I type VS Code is a new tool or something, some big text, it is going to then occupy as much space as the text. Instead, if the option says only VS, it becomes really small. This is not what you want to do. You want to have the width of the button be as big as the available space in the mobile phone, and therefore we put min width is equal to double dot infinity. And when I save that, that means it will stretch up to the fully available space. Then we have given some padding. And what that does is that it creates some space between the border of the button and inside, right? Let me increase the border and padding and show to you. If it was 32, you will see the button becomes much bigger because it is putting more space between the border and the text. 16 is a good size. We are sticking with that. So that's how the button looks like. Okay. Now that done, we have a child widget, which is just text, which says VS Code. And we have seen enough text widgets already. So there is this text we have seen where we had a question. Then Q1 was also a text. Just like that, this is also a text. And inside that, we have typed the text VS Code, set a font size, set a color, and so on and so forth. If we get rid of this color, by default, it's going to look black. But that's not what we want. We want it white. So we have kept that white. That is basically the button, after which we have yet another sized box to create more space between one button and the other, right? And after that, all we do is that repeat the same thing. Get one more material button, change the text to something else, put a sized box. Take another material button, put some text inside it, and add another sized box. And do it one last time, one more material button, one more text, and one more sized box. And with that, we have now come to the end of the final button. And as you can see, VS Code, Flutter, Emulator or Simulator, these are the three things that we need to run a mobile app. Flutter obviously is a software development kit. VS Code is the black software on the right side, this one that I'm moving around now. So this is VS Code, and this here is the emulator. We need all three of them to build the app. And that is the right answer to the question, all of the above. Obviously, clicking on that, nothing will happen because we have not written the functional code for this, right? Then we have a divider, just this line here, which has a thickness of 2 that we have taken. And with that, it looks slightly thicker. But if I remove the thickness and save it, this still works. But it's like very thin and faint. If that is something that you like, you can keep it. If not, you can set a thickness and make it look slightly thicker. If you want it really thick, you can go with 5, and then it looks like really bold and thick. This is something that works well for me, so I keep that. Once again, sized box. Hopefully you now understand that is this space. And then we have this icon, right? Icons.bolt. Bolt is something that we wanted to represent with. No real reason. You can use any icon. If you go here and say icons dot and start looking, you have literally thousands of icons to pick from. I'm scrolling at super fast speed, and we're still in the F letter, right? I can keep going, and it's a big list of things. I've just picked this at random. If you wanted more, go back to the class in which I've talked about the bolt design, and you'll be able to find where else all the other options are available. Size is 96. Once again, that is the size of the bolt. If I don't give it that size, the default size looks like really small, really tiny. If you want it bigger, you can make it bigger. And I wanted to make it bigger, so I've made that 96. And once again, I've applied primary color to it, making it pink, right? And once again, sized box, this is clear, more space, then have some text. This is also clear. This is something we have put. Eventually, when we make the game functional, you will see that these values 5 and 10, these are going to be variables, just like this size is a variable, right? These numbers are also going to be variables, but for now, we have just typed the numbers in. Hello, Ambika Thakur, welcome. Finally, one more sized box, one more divider, and that completes the app, right? And that's it. That really is it. It looks pretty good to me. And we have built this over a period explaining everything in detail. So go back, if you have not seen any class so far, go back and watch the playlist, and you'll be able to start from installation all the way and come up to here in less than 2.5, 3 hours. And I wish you luck on your journey to start developing mobile app. I'm here. I'm going to help you to make this app functional also. In doing so, we'll learn a lot of new concepts. But every lesson in this 7-stage series, we've been able to cover one concept and hone down on it. Hopefully, when you practice, when you learn, you'll be able to learn quite a few things about it. That is the end of this lesson as well as the end of this series. I hope to see you finish this. Leave us a comment in the comment section and tell us how you felt while building this. And I hope to have conversations with you and help you grow as an app developer. If you have not subscribed to our channel so far, do that now, because you'll get all the, you know, uh, notifications on time when new classes are being scheduled, and you'll be able to stay up to date with the app development course. Okay. On that note, I want to bring this class to the end. But before that, I want to leave you with two amazing bits of information that's going to help you a lot, right? Right now, Unacademy Combat is happening, right? This is India's biggest scholarship test for CBSE Class 6 students. The registration is free. Combat is available in both English and Hindi, and you can take the Combat live from your Android app. All the details are in the description. Registration link is in the description, and you have a scholarship pool of 1 crore rupees. Imagine 1 crore rupees worth of scholarship is available. The next combat is on May 30th at 12 p.m. And as you can see, there is rank 1 to 3, where you get 1 full year of CBSE subscription for class 6. Class rank 4 to 10 get 75%, rank 11 to 50 get 50%, and rank 51 to 150 get 25% scholarship. So participate in this, enroll right now. Don't wait for doing it later. Do it right away. This is the first piece of information I want to share with you. And the second, on I want to talk about Young Coders, right? Young Coders is this platform on which I teach coding in detail. I teach both app development as well as web development. And we have a lot of detailed course. Many students are already learning and creating their own web applications and mobile apps both. And right now, just up to 30th May, we have a great offer going on. From 12-month subscription, if you buy, you get access for Young Coders subscription completely free of cost for as long as your membership stays. Not only do you get 2 months extra free CBSE subscription, you'll also get free subscription for Creative Corner for 3 months and lifetime subscription for Young Coders. Definitely consider joining in for 18 months, 24 months, 36 months, 48 months, all sorts of purchases. You will get extra free subscription months as well as offer for both Creative Corner, Young Coders. I would like to see you in Young Coders. So get your new academic year offer now, and I'll see you there, right? And this right now is happening. Price for 6 months is 15,000. If you just want to get Young Coders, and 12 months 19,000, you're going to get access to beginner, intermediate, advanced level courses for app development, block coding, Python, web development, C, C++, Java, all sorts of access you have here. And we've got some amazing educators who teach you about all of these things, right? And on 30th, I have a full 5-hour class that I'm doing from morning all the way up to evening with a 2-hour gap in between, where if you join in, you'll be able to start from blank, nothing, and go all the way up to creating your own fully functional Instagram clone app, right? It's going to be a fun ride. Come join this, and in one day, walk away with a functional Instagram clone app. And I would like to see you there. Register now. Use my code called Code Live, CODELIVE. That's in the description as well. Go ahead, use that, sign up, share it with your friends, come along with friends, and just enjoy building a fully functional app in just one day. I'd like to see you there. On that note, I will wish you all the best with coding. I wish you happy coding, and I'll see you the next time I do a course. All right. Bye bye.